If you've followed GM's V8 drama for the last decade, this headline reads like vindication. For 2026, Chevrolet is offering Silverado V8 variants that don't lean on cylinder deactivation systems that have frustrated owners and in some cases led to very expensive repairs. That's not marketing fluff. It's a technical shift with meaningful real-world consequences for reliability, maintenance cost, and buyer confidence. What changed? Many modern V8s use systems that shut down cylinders under light load to save fuel. GM's two flavors were called Active Fuel Management, AFM, and the more recent Dynamic Fuel Management, DFM. Both tried to improve MPG by stopping some cylinders when you don't need full power. But those systems also add mechanical complexity. Extra oil routing, special lifters, and more moving parts. And that complexity is where trouble sometimes started. For 2026, Chevrolet is offering V8 options, notably on mainstream Silverado 1500 trims and specific 6.2-liter configurations that omit cylinder deactivation. Simpler valve train, fewer failure modes. Why owners care? A short history. When AFM/DFM components fail, usually in lifters or related valve train pieces, the result can be catastrophic engine damage. Lost oil control, damaged cam lobes, seized lifters, and ultimately engines that need major rebuilds or replacements. Owners found themselves facing bills in the thousands or worse, a truck out of service for a long time. That led to distrust, a thriving aftermarket of DFM disablers, and a loud social media chorus demanding simpler engines GM could stand behind. What GM seems to have done for 2026, GM's solution for affected Silverado trims appears pragmatic. Offer V8 power plants that don't use cylinder shutoff, or at minimum make non-deactivation variants more widely available. The thinking is straightforward. A slightly lower peak EPA headline might be a small price to pay for far fewer warranty headaches and much improved long-term owner satisfaction. Early reporting and dealer notes show Chevrolet emphasizing the 6.2-liter 5.3-liter lineup with non-deactivation options and reworked valve train components on certain packages for 2026. Expert insight: what powertrain engineers are actually thinking. I spoke, metaphorically, summarizing consolidated expert commentary from industry coverage and powertrain analysts with a couple of hard data points in mind. Simplicity beats marginal efficiency gains in heavy-duty contexts. An experienced powertrain engineer will tell you cylinder deactivation is a fine tool when it's designed into the architecture from day one and tested under millions of cycles. But shoehorning it or applying aggressive deactivation mapping to engines not originally optimized for it increases risk. Removing it eliminates a class of failure entirely. This is why some manufacturers prefer larger displacement, straightforward V8s for truck duty. Oil control and lifter design are the weak links. The lion's share of real failures trace back to oil flow and lifter integrity under mixed duty cycles. Fixing that requires either redesigning the lifter cam system, tightening oil control tolerances, or removing the variable lifter system entirely, which is effectively what a non-DFM option does. Real-world economics favor the non-deactivation route for many buyers. Fleet buyers and buyers who keep trucks long-term prefer predictable maintenance costs. A simple, always full-time V8 can be worth slightly worse mixed-cycle fuel economy if it avoids a single catastrophic engine replacement cost. Industry analysts who track residual values expect used trucks with simpler, proven V8s to hold value better than the complicated counterpart with a history of expensive failures. What the evidence says so far, publications covering the 2026 refresh point out that Chevrolet is repositioning colors, exhaust, Super Cruise tweaks, and crucially offering certain V8s without cylinder deactivation. Dealers and enthusiasts reporting back this spring and summer indicate inventory in which non-DFM AFM options are present on many trims. That's not a rumor. It's visible in model configurations and dealer briefs. Independent industry sites and aftermarket vendors who profit from customer pain show a continued market for DFM/AFM disablers, a hint that many owners still prefer to simply remove the system after purchase rather than trust it. The presence of that aftermarket is a market signal that GM's move toward non-deactivation V8s addresses a real buyer-driven demand. Pros and cons: what buyers should weigh. Pros: Simplicity, fewer catastrophic failure modes. Removing DFM-AFM eliminates lifter-related failure patterns. Potentially better long-term reliability and lower surprise repair bills. Better resale appeal among buyers who have lived through AFM-DFM horror stories. Cons, slightly worse real-world fuel economy in light-load driving compared with a properly functioning deactivation system. But for many truck buyers, this is marginal compared to the peace of mind gained. If you prioritize absolute best MPG and two-driver suburban commuting, a deactivation system, when fully reliable, can still win on paper. What owners currently doing the math should actually do. 1. Check the exact engine code options on the build sheet. Don't assume a V8 label means deactivation is present or absent. Check the engine variant and the spec sheet at the dealer. Early reporting shows the 6.2-liter L87 design historically didn't include the same fuel-saver hardware as some 5.3-liter variants, but confirmed for the specific 2026 SKU you're considering. 2. Ask about warranty and extended coverage terms for valvetrain components. If you're buying new, make the dealer confirm what's covered and how the warranty handles lifter or cam failures. 3. Avoid immediately installing aftermarket disablers on a truck that already ships without DFM-AFM. They're solving a problem by brute force. If your truck already avoids deactivation, the disabler is unnecessary and may have side effects. Check with a qualified tech. The fact that a healthy aftermarket exists shows the problem was real, but don't duplicate solutions when the factory already solved it. Long-term implications for GM and the market. This is more than a mechanical tweak. It's a lesson in product strategy and consumer trust. When reliability problems become socialized, forums, YouTube, crowd test data, they depress resale value and create long-term brand drag. By offering simpler V8 options for 2026, Chevrolet is signaling it's listening to real-world failure data and buyer feedback. If the move results in fewer warranty claims and higher owner satisfaction, GM will have the happier outcome. A reputation rebound that outweighs small efficiency trade-offs. Also watch competitors. When one major truck maker simplifies for durability, others often respond, either by improving their deactivation implementation or by offering simpler powertrains for buyers who prize reliability. That dynamic is already playing out in enthusiast and industry coverage. Bottom line, who should buy a 2026 Silverado V8 with no deactivation? Buyers who keep trucks long-term or use them for heavy towing regular work. Value predictable maintenance and fewer catastrophic failure risks. Want V8 torque without the stress of potential lifter cam issues. If you're a commuter focused on the last drop of efficiency and don't plan to keep a truck for more than a few years, the trade-offs might be different. But for the core truck market, fleets, work users, and long-term owners, this is a meaningful and welcome change. Final checklist before you sign. Confirm engine variant. Is it a non-DFM-AFM option? Ask for the exact powertrain code and compare it to published GM Chevy specs. Review warranty details for valvetrain and engine. If buying used, look for service history that shows no prior AFM-DFM failures or disabler retrofits. This is a real step forward. For many Silverado buyers, the 2026 option of a simpler V8 removes the single biggest engine worry from the last decade. GM's concession, if we can call it that, acknowledges a truth every powertrain designer knows. The best tech is the tech you can trust for 200,000 miles. For truck owners who've paid the price of clever systems before, that trust is worth a lot. If you want, I can pull exact engine option codes for specific 2026 Silverado trims and put them in a short table, or draft a dealer question checklist you can use when you go test drive one. Warranty lines, engine codes, and what to watch for in the build sheet. Which would be more useful to you?